Okay. Those transmogs of fire? I know, dude. I know. I know. Like, they want you to use the shop. These sets?
A powerful
This is
card.
not as cool as just this, in my opinion. Yeah, anyway, so where did we leave off yesterday? Right, we had finished Act 2. Are you liking Necromancer so far? My current opinion of Necromancer is it's a shitty version of a sorceress. But we'll see how that goes. I will say Bone Spear does a ton of damage. Necro energy gain needs a serious buff. If I could spam Bone Spear, yeah, this would be insane. I had the same problem on the Sork though. I couldn't spam Ice Spear for a long time either. I still really couldn't. Even like on my endgame Sork, it was still a pretty big problem. They definitely don't make it easy. My plan, by the way, so you might be like, why am I playing a Necro? Well, one, chat voted on it. But two, I want to have every single class level 100. So I've done the Sork, so we need to do the Necro, the Druid, the Barb, and the Rogue. Because that would have been cool, but getting married is way too expensive. So instead of going to ExileCon, you spent all that money on getting married, huh? Questionable. 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 Am I right, guys? Can you compare D4 Hardcore to PoE Hardcore? I plan to play D4 Hardcore, but I have no reference. I would say, for the most part, Diablo 4 Hardcore is supremely fair. There are not too many mechanics in the game that will surprise you, like out of nowhere, like literally randomly. What will kill you in D4 Hardcore is, you know, aside from the obvious things like bugs or disconnects, the things that will kill you are big, like, overlapping or shotgunning mechanics and telegraphed one-shots. Those are usually the things that kill you. Also getting CC'd. Yeah, so those are the things that kill you. Like, when I first played the beta, what I died to... Well, actually, I'll just tell you how I've died in Diablo. I almost said PoE. The ways I've died in Diablo as follows. I've died to Butcher. When you encounter a boss like that too early, he's quite hard to, you know, escape from. So I've died to the Butcher. I died to the stronghold here. I'm not sure what it's called again, but the Annika's Claim Dungeon stronghold. I tried to do the stronghold boss there, and basically whenever you attempt to do a boss that you're not ready for, that can be very difficult because you don't necessarily always have a scroll of escape, and when you get stuck in an encounter, there's no way to leave it, and so you either do it or die, and you know, if you're not ready, you die, right? I died to entering a zone that was too high level, so there's only one place like that in the entirety of Fractured Peaks that I'm aware of, and it's this zone right here. This zone is like level 12, and so if you come here at like level 9, level 10, it can be a problem. And then the really scary thing that I died to, and this is what will likely kill you if you do play, is I think it's a Lost Archives boss. So this boss has a shotgunning mechanic where it can hit you with a bunch of bone splinters or bone shards, and if they all overlap inside of you, you end up getting hit for like 10x damage. There's a few mechanics like this in the game. This boss right here in Mercy's Reach actually has a mechanic like this too, where it will summon Bone Prison around you, and if you stay within the Bone Prison for too long, it will detonate them, and because each Bone Prism like that surrounds you hits you when it detonates, it hits you like 10 times effectively. That also one-shots you. I almost died to this last night because people were saying it's an easy boss, and it is, except for that one mechanic that will literally one-shot you. But for the most part, ignoring overlapping mechanics, very fair. Like, we obviously went into the game blind because we hadn't played it before, and we were able to get through the entire game all the way to 100, doing every single dungeon in the game, World Tier 4, including the Capstone dungeon, without dying. That doesn't mean we didn't proc. Like, whenever we were... So this is why hardcore is supremely fair, maybe too fair. It's because you get access, and this is controversial, but you get access to Scrolls of Escape, which is essentially a logout macro, and you get access to Cheat Death, which allows you to die, but not die. I think it's worth pointing out, though, that you can't spam Scrolls of Escape. They're limited. You'll run out if you do that. And the death potions are extremely hard to get. I mean, you could play the game that way, but you would be waiting like half an hour to do half an hour of content. You know, you could if you really wanted to, but I mean, it's just not really realistic to like farm materials for like half an hour to play the game for half an hour. People don't really play the game like that. You could if you were like, if you're really committed, you could. Okay, so I should have basically every codex, right? Okay, so we get to make a build. Obviously I've not theory crafted Necromancer even a little bit. Should I look up a proper build? Or should I just like slap some shit on? What do you think? No way, it only costs veiled crystals and I have 6,000. Just slap it? Alright. Okay, so let's see. Bone Spear, primary attack makes enemies beyond the first hit vulnerable. Bone shards deal bonus damage to vulnerable enemies and pierce them. So that should obviously go on my weapon, right? Increases your maximum life after being healthy for 15 seconds. 15 seconds? What? I don't understand how you're supposed to use that. Alright, we're going for looting so I don't die. We'll do that for now. Okay, I like the bubble. Okay, so I am thinking we do aspect of this and then the corpse tendril thing. Okay, that looks like a build for now. Can you pick your spot for your name on the statue? Real talk? Okay, so now keeping in mind, I am not my teammates, alright? This is very important. I actually don't really give a fuck about the 100. Like, I don't give a fuck about the statue thing. Like, it wasn't why I wanted to get first 100. It was about getting first. It wasn't about a statue. It was never about a statue. That being said, maybe feet? It would, no, but real talk though, like actually, like no meme though, it would be very, 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 very cool with Blizzard if they let me, Khan, Noogie, and Ziz be on the statue in the same spot.
What happened to you?
I was attacked, obviously, by vast quantities of alcohol, wielded by my own treacherous hand.
I have the same problem with food. The same problem.
There may also have been a brawl with a goat over this patch of mud, but I like to think I triumphed.
Yeah, the Horodrum as a concept fascinate me, because do the Horodrum actually have any real power? Because they're not exactly Nephilim, are they? They're actual just human beings that get like totally farmed. Tal Rasha was a Horodrum? Yeah, but do you think Tal Rasha was just badass? I feel like most of them are just like basically fodder. Like, if you look at the Reaper of Souls cinematic, I mean, say what you will about D3, I still watched all the cinematics. But in the Reaper of Souls cinematic, they're all Horodrum helping Tyrael, and they just get farmed. Dude, I am so OP! Jesus, dude. I like this. Yo, I'm okay with this shit, I'll be honest with you.
One more new toy.
Wait, isn't that the thing that like nearly one-shot me? That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I think the worst thing about D4 is the lack of crazy builds. Just feels like it was very pre-made and itemization also very shallow. I agree about the first thing, disagree about the second thing. On my sorceress, itemization was key. I found itemization to be extremely important and very interesting. Like, literally, it was like, not an exaggeration, it was a game-changing, changing from a two-handed to a one-handed offhand setup, because the increased attack speed allowed me to get more lucky hit procs, which allowed me to get more effects like like freeze for more CC, and it also made the build feel smoother, and the cooldown stat on the offhand as an implicit as well as the explicit allowed me to get more uptime on my cooldowns, which, I mean, I'm sure you noticed during my 100 pushes kept complaining about cooldown. You know, cooldown is a very important stat, and so going from the two-hand to one-hand offhand setup felt really good. So honestly, I think itemization is shit talked a little too much. Most, like my team at least, you know, Ziz and kind of Noogie agree that itemization is better than we thought it was. Like, I think Llama said it's shit. I disagree. I don't think it's shit. I just think it's not revolutionary. It's like middling. It's maybe a 6. I feel like the shitting on Diablo has gone down now that the game's out. So, yeah, I'm not saying it's the second coming or anything, but There's no shot you play through Diablo and think, yeah, this is shit. Unless it just doesn't tickle your fancy, I suppose. I mean, that can always happen. I think the hardest part was understanding all the shit stats. Yeah, there's some massive problems with the game, but those are not bad enough to say, like, the game is shit. Like, resistance being shit is shit, but that doesn't mean the game is shit, because resistance is shit. I think they just need to balance a few things, right? Yeah, I will say, another criticism. You guys are going to experience this the longer you play the game, but storage is dog shit in D4. I don't know if they're like banking on us buying cosmetic stash space or something, but there's no way it's intended that you're only supposed to have 4 tabs. There's no way that's intended. Maybe they like took one too many pieces of D2 into D4, because that's one of the things I don't need. Even D2 Resurrected feels like it has more stash space. Storage is bad, enchant costs are bad. Enchant cost being high is okay, I think, because it means you can't just literally, like in D3 you literally just got your 4th stat or your extra stat for free. Like you just got it. In D4 it feels like you get punished for trying to reroll the same item, which means you're really hoping you get a good mod and you're willing to settle for the perfect mod. So I feel like they actually balance the enchanting system well. Like, I don't think you should literally get your best in slot mod for free. I think it should be hard to craft that to enchant that last mod, and I'm okay if it ends up costing like infinity gold, and you just basically can't do it anymore and you have to give up. Actually, it gives gold some legitimate value. I still don't get why Elias sided with Lilith, because that's a bit of a leap. So you don't find purpose in your life, and so you decide to basically sacrifice humanity to like Lilith. I know 2 big reasons.
Al Diabolos.
Al Diablos.
He said it way cooler than I did. You actually die of cringe every time? I'm fine. I'm fine. Are still giving us thoughts about the game yet? Hang on. D4 is completely awesome to behold, even though you know exactly how the song's going to go from the moment you hear the first iconic note. Diablo 4 doesn't do much to reinvent ARPGs or push the boundaries of a genre its series helped pioneer. But the tweaks, improvements, and borrowed ideas it does introduce have forged this latest model into the best Diablo we've ever had. I'm just fucking with you. I'm reading the IGN review. No, it's good. No, it's good though. Personally, whenever I see a review for Diablo 4, I think we need a sniff test. Like, if you don't smell like you've been playing the game for the last like 6 days straight, your opinion's invalid. You know what I'm saying? Oh dear lord. Okay, I've enjoyed the campaign up until this one quest. I do like the callback to Mischief, but having already done this once, it's cringe doing it the second time. I was watching Widijo when he was pushing to 100, and he was running a map. It was like, the Plague Tunnels or some shit. He was constantly going to like 1 HP, and his entire chat was spamming, bro, what the f are you doing? Bro, stop, bro. And I was also confused. I was like, he's smiling. I was like, why is he smiling? And he explained at some point in the clip that apparently the way it works is you have damage over time that you would take if you let the whole damage over time effect pass, and then your actual life bar. And so what happens is your entire bar will essentially empty or turn green if you are going to take that much poison damage. So like Petrified Blood, exactly. The problem, of course, is that Petrified Blood is opt-in, while poison is just something everyone has to deal with. So effectively, it's a kind of, it's like hard to see how much health you actually have.
Am I dying? Nope, it's still full.
So what's happening in this clip? He has a barrier, he has fortification around the ring, he has a bar that's really low, a bar that's middle. I assume this is his actual HP, right? It's a bit hard to see, because one bar is nearly empty. He's on full... Oh. 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 That's rough, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's really hard to tell, actually.
Am I dying? Nope, both are still full. Am I dying now? Nope, still full. What now?
What the?
It's atrocious. What is going down?
Yeah. So what was actually... so I have to ask, Ben, what was actually... Was that Fortify? I actually don't know. See, I don't have this problem because I haven't done too many Nightmare Sigils. I haven't done the Blind Borrows or whatever. No human on this planet knows, right? Uh-huh.
My father's essence is reforming.
How do you know?
I feel it. Like 1,000 old wounds ripped open again. He's still weak,
No, I haven't, Tobes.
vulnerable. I must strike before he can resist.
Make his power yours. The other lords will.
What happened?
If it's really that simple to take the power of another demon, is the only reason more demons don't do it because they follow the rules? And the only reason why Lilith doesn't follow the rules is because she's Lilith and she broke the rules a long time ago. Like, she's like hell, basically. Something cool about the lore then that I didn't know is that just because they can come back doesn't mean they aren't affected by us killing them. When we killed Mephisto, he wasn't perma-dead, but he was weakened. So they actually have like a respawn timer. That's interesting. Doesn't that mean you could just kill like Diablo once every like 10 years and be chill? Primeval's play softcore confirmed, yeah. I was hoping to get to a boss, but I can't remember when the next boss is. I know there's some cool bosses coming up. I guess we'll just have to save them all for tomorrow, so. Casual D4 gamer, I'll try to do a longer stream tomorrow. I just have to make sure I get a really good night's sleep. One more good night's sleep and I should be back to normal. Hopefully we can do like a 16-hour big dick stream and actually push the Necromancer into like actual in-game content. We should be able to just blast. So